Silence your cell phones now.
There's a change of plan. They kidnapped an 8-year-old girl. I can't leave her to die.
Oh, you know the drill. Give the kill order.
What's going on, YouTube? A sensitive place to be. Children, Mr. A&D. Better you guys have the movie experience here. And this time, it's a movie that I wasn't even expecting. Didn't know anything about until it finally came out this weekend. Or it came out, what's it, the 14th, I believe it was? And it wasn't on my radar. I kept hearing everybody talk about this new movie hitting Netflix called Gunpowder Milkshake. So I was sitting there thinking, like, well, Gunpowder Milkshake, what in the world is it about? And I said, well, look, they said it's a friend of mine said it's like if you take Kingsman meets Kill Bill, slight violence of John Wick, you know, I was like, sure, why not? I'll come check this out. And come to find out, I'm checking this thing out. I'm like, whoa, there's a lot of things I didn't expect. So we sitting here, it's about kind of like this secret group of women, basically. And it has one of the women who went to go for this mission, kills this person, but what she found out that she kills is actually this 8-year-old's father, and now she has to protect this 8-year-old along with this whole firm coming after her. So I mean, it's more of a breakdown than that, but these women have to defend themselves. It's a lot more going on here. We got a pretty much of an all-star cast going on in this movie. I didn't even expect those women in there. Karen Gilligan is in here. Leah Headley is in here. Chloe Coleman from My Spy is in here. Paragunio, Michelle Yee, I also get her name wrong, but she was from Crazy Rich Asians, and Angela Bassett. So many women are in here and they're represented in this movie. And I was like, wow, I did not even think all of them was going to be in this movie. I know it's going to be that kind of movie. So as I'm going to do, I'm going to give you guys the good, and give you guys the bad. I'm going to give you guys the experience and start off with the good. Well, already off the good, I think that I enjoy the performances of all the women, because these are some powerhouse women that they have playing in this movie, and I enjoy that kind of like where they stand for. It's good to, you know, it's like a woman empowered movie type of thing. And it's like the Kingsman, where you see the women that's are in charge, and these women, you don't fuck around with these women, okay? And I like that about the movie. It also kind of teaches, you know, more kind of like about family and stuff like that. But the message kind of gets hidden under all the action and the blood, stuff like that, which is good, because this thing is violent, okay? Yes, I'm talking about John Wick violence. John Wick may be a little bit more violent, but this thing is violent. It gets bloody. It gets crazy, and they have no qualms about going in when it comes to the killing. So I thought a lot of this was interesting. Karen Gilligan, who is Nebula from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I thought did really excellent here, because most of the movie is kind of like her and Chloe Coleman from My Spy. It's kind of like the whole My Spy mission begin, where she messes with another adult, and they're kind of hitting it off pretty well in here. So I kind of enjoy that aspect of it. So I got myself into the vibes. I got myself into the action. Paul Giamatti is in here also to add to the characters list, but he doesn't really do much in here, but I'll say that for a little bit later. But right now, that's pretty much what I really enjoy about the movie. The cast was strong, the violence was strong, and stuff like that. But now let's get to the bad. All right, one of the bad things about the movie like this, I think the plot may be suffering because of, you know, when it comes to the violence and the action and the representation they want to put in here. I think the plot kind of suffers a little bit. Like I mentioned earlier about Paul Giamatti being in here, he's kind of just there. You would think he's like the big bad of the movie, but you really don't feel that. You don't really feel that threat coming across. It's just kind of like, okay, you're here because you're Paul Giamatti, and that's about it. So with that being said, I felt as though that a lot of times about that the plot suffer. And honestly, this movie could have been about a good 90-minute movie. This movie is almost clocking in at 2 hours. And there was times I said, okay, because there is times they do the Zack Snyder slow down. It's a lot of scenes that drag out a little bit too long. And I'm like, this movie doesn't need all that. Because if you're not going to create dialogue, if you're not going to create good storytelling, and you're going to have it in the background opposed to the visual stuff that you're trying to do, then it shouldn't really be 2 hours. So really, I think it would have been better if it was around 90 minutes. But then I'm going to give you guys the experience. All right, so when it comes to the experience, I sat down here on my couch. I was just like, you know what? Let me turn on some Netflix. I haven't watched Netflix in a while. It's always been Disney Plus, HBO Max, Amazon Prime. I have not really gone to Netflix in a while. I said, this is a new movie that comes out because I had to go back and watch Father. I wanted to go see, Fatherhood with Kevin Hart. And of course, I'm waiting for The Harder They Fall when it comes to Netflix movies, stuff like that. Everything else I'm watching everywhere else. But I was like, okay, sure, let me check this thing out. And I checked it out, and I was like, you know what? I had a decent time with it. I watched it by myself. I probably recommend, I'd something my wife would probably like. So when it comes to Gunpowder Milkshake, I am definitely giving this thing a hashtag give it a chance. I thought it was a fine movie. I'm saying it's not a perfect movie. There's other movies that have done it better with plot and action balance into it. But it's something like it's a kickback. Some movie you get to watch on Netflix. Hashtag give it a chance. Why not? Is it going to be in my best movies of 2021? Probably not. Is it going to be in my worst? Probably not. So it's just in that limbo state. But post any comments down below. How'd you guys like Gunpowder Milkshake? Did you guys see it? How'd you feel of it? Hit the like button if you enjoyed my review. Hit the subscribe button for more movie experiences every single weekend as we catch back up here on NC Studios. So once again, it's NC a place to be. Children, Mr. A&D, and I'll see you at the movies.